Hey everyone, and welcome to this Real Talk Sessions Explainer. I'm your host, the Real Talk Coach, and I want to set the tone right out of the gate. This is absolutely a safe space. No matter who you are, where you've been, or what you've gone through, you are welcome here. Today, we're having an authentic, totally honest, and completely non-judgmental conversation about the real challenges facing today's youth and young adults. And more importantly, we're going to explore how to turn those very real challenges into some major triumphs together. Okay, let's dive into this. I want to speak directly to the young people tuning in right now. Do you ever just feel like your past is this heavy weight tied around your ankles? Like maybe you've made a mistake or you got caught up in a bad situation, and now you feel like society has already completely written your future for you? Man, it is such a heavy feeling, believing that the ink is already dry on your life story. But I'm here today to explore with you exactly why that narrative is simply not true, not even close. But before we talk about the future, we really have to acknowledge the present, the reality we face every single day, the challenges out there, in the streets, in our communities, and honestly, often right inside our own minds. They are incredibly real. The pressures are intense. We cannot sugarcoat it, and we absolutely shouldn't. Because pretending the obstacles aren't there, that doesn't help anyone actually climb over them. We're talking about really tough stuff here. Justice system involvement, completely checking out of school, struggling to find a job, housing instability, maybe a lack of positive role models to look up to, mental health challenges, and dealing with community violence. Listen, if you have faced one or honestly even several of these barriers, I want you to know right now that there is zero judgment here. None. These are incredibly common hurdles. And yes, without proper support, they can lead to some long-term difficulties. But here's the catch. We need to view these as hurdles we're going to jump over together, not as dead ends that are forcing you to stop. And that brings us right here, right now, to this exact moment. Because this is where we pivot. This is where we take all that heavy reality and start actively redefining your future. Seriously, if you have been waiting for a sign or a moment to start shifting the narrative of your life, this is it. It takes a massive amount of personal accountability and a genuine desire to build a successful future, for sure. But the best part? You do not have to do it alone. I want you to listen to this core philosophy from Live the Dream Alliance, or LTDA. They say, people should not be defined by their past mistakes or current circumstances, but rather by their ability to grow, learn, and create a better future. Let that sink in for a second. That is the absolute truth for every single person listening to me right now. Your ability to grow is infinitely more powerful than any mistakes you've made in the past. Now, positive quotes are awesome, right? But we need action. We need a concrete plan. And that is exactly what the Re-Entry Success Program, or RSP Canada, is all about. Guys, this isn't just talk. This is an actual physical blueprint. It's a real intervention deliberately designed by LTDA to empower underserved, at-risk, and justice-involved youth. It is a highly structured, participant-centered pathway built specifically to help you overcome those exact obstacles we were just talking about. And this brilliantly illustrates the massive difference between the old way of doing things and the RSP approach. The old way means facing system barriers, navigating street culture, and battling unemployment entirely by yourself. And man, that is so isolating and deeply frustrating. Versus the RSP approach, where you have a holistic, 360-degree structured support system rallying right around you. It's literally the difference between trying to break through a solid brick wall with your bare hands versus having a dedicated team backing you up and handing you a sledgehammer. So how exactly does this team operate? Well, it operates on a rock-solid foundation of 5 specific pillars. See, RSP recognizes a profound truth. Success requires way more than just one type of support if you want to truly transform a life. Think about it. Just helping someone write a resume, that isn't going to be enough if they're struggling with severe housing instability or lack of self-confidence. You really need a foundation that holds up the whole house. It's honestly incredible to see how this forms a complete, unbroken cycle of growth. It all starts with personal development, so that's building up your self-awareness, your accountability, and that emotional resilience, which naturally flows right into Pillar 2, education and learning, where you get the support for academic planning, certifications, and real training. That leads directly to Pillar 3, employment and career, where the focus is on resume building, interview prep, and actually getting job placements. Once you're stable there, boom, we hit Pillar 4, leadership development, building up the confidence so you can start mentoring your peers. And finally, Pillar 5, community engagement, where you're networking and connecting with civic projects. It is the whole package. It sounds amazing, right? But I know what you're thinking. how do you actually walk that path? Let's shift gears to the actionable roadmap. Getting from where you are today to where you want to be tomorrow isn't some magic trick. It's a step-by-step process. RSAP has mapped out a participant journey that ensures you always know exactly where you stand and what your next move is going to be. Let's move to and see how this actually builds, step by step. Step 1 is intake and assessment, figuring out your specific strengths and your unique needs. Step 2 is individual success planning. That's creating a customized development plan just for you. Step 3 is active participation in the mentorship and the workshops. Step 4 is progress monitoring, constantly tracking your growth. Step 5 is program completion, hitting those major goals. And, crucially, Step 6 is follow-up support. From day 1 of assessing your needs all the way to long-term follow-up, you are never, ever walking this path blindly. What I absolutely love about this blueprint is that it demands results. Transforming your tomorrow requires holding everyone, both the mentors and the participants, totally accountable for real, measurable growth. The RSP doesn't just sit back and hope you're getting better, they actively track it. They want to make absolute sure that the hard work you are putting in is yielding the life-changing results you genuinely deserve. Now, what's really interesting about this framework is how actively they measure everything. The RSP Impact Framework measures success across those 5 exact domains: personal development, education, employment, leadership, and stability and resilience. And checking out that timeline, literally from intake all the way through to follow-up, this constant active assessment ensures that absolutely no one slips through the cracks. They've got your back the entire way. And here's the kicker: LTDA isn't doing this alone. RSP actively collaborates with all the heavy hitters in the community. We're talking schools and educators, major employers and workforce organizations, justice sector partners, youth-serving agencies, and even community leaders and government. By building this massive, interconnected support system, RSP ensures that you have maximum access to life-changing opportunities that might otherwise seem completely out of reach. So when you combine your personal commitment with that kind of incredible, wide-reaching community support, the outcomes are just explosive. You're going to see increased confidence and self-esteem, massively improved educational engagement, enhanced employability skills so you can really get out there, leading to greater workforce participation. You start building stronger community connections and radically improved life stability. Developing these new skills and mindsets is entirely within your reach if you are willing to put in the work. So the absolutely crucial point comes down to this: your circumstances do not determine your destiny. I really want you to hear that. Let me say it again. Your circumstances do not determine your destiny. Every young person out there, and I mean every single one, has the ability to change their direction. With the right mindset, the right support system, and true commitment, your future is entirely yours to write. The blueprint is right there waiting for you, but you have to be the one to take that very first step. Take personal accountability today. You can literally download the RSP Canada app right now at rsp-canada.base44.app, or you can just shoot an email directly to livethedreamalliance@gmail.com. Reach out, learn more about the Reentry Success Program, and boldly step into the opportunities that are just waiting for you. The blueprint is ready. The support is standing by. The only question left to ask yourself is, what will your first triumph be? Thank you for joining us for another session of Real Talk Sessions. Remember, your circumstances do not determine your destiny. Stay focused, stay motivated, and keep moving forward. Follow us on Instagram at Live the Dream Alliance, at Real_Talk_Sessions, at The Sixth Journal. This explainer was brought to you by Live the Dream Alliance, The Sixth Journal, and CEYA, Central Etobicoke Youth Alliance, from challenges to triumphs.